in the last couple of weeks to try to identify them. And it has raised a lot of concern and questions, obviously. That person does not want to be identified any further than has already been established. So messages have been passed to all the appropriate supervisory type people, and we will have to let the system that is currently in place work through its process. I am not at liberty to give you any other information other than I want to clarify that on revisiting with them what transpired, it did not happen inside of the building. It happened in the parking lot. So, however that plays into your stress or comfort level, I think facts matter, and I want to be as transparent as I have information to be. So, all of that in, being said, I know that everybody is going to be talking about the various things coming up for LSRI and all the different things, but I wanted to take the moment to say how important I feel it is that we all step up and offer our services, our expertise, and our time. We can't keep having all these big events and small events and gatherings if we don't have an influx of people willing to spearhead all of those events. So you might not feel skilled. I know a year ago I would have never in a million years thought I would lead a protest with 5,000 people. Here I am. So I just want you to know that now is the time. We don't have the luxury of saying somebody else is going to do it. It's up to us. So if you are hearing my voice, I am pleading with you to come forward, speak to somebody that you think needs help, or somebody you see helping and offer your assistance, or if you just have a really great idea, whether that's at Yoopers Unite or LSRI or any of the other kinds of organizations, now's the time. Step up, say something, be vulnerable and brave at the same time. So with that, I bid you adieu. I hope you have a great meeting, and hopefully I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Tina. I'm Lydia Dorr. I'm going to be filling in for Paula tonight. Before I move into the rest of the agenda, I know, Deb, you wanted to come up and talk about the ballot petition stuff, so that now's your time.
So I also have to leave early tonight because I have to go take care of my husband who just had surgery. But as far as ballot petitions are going, and I see lots of new faces here, so I want to make sure that people understand what the petitions are about first. Our petitions are a direct democracy campaign. When our politicians are reluctant to take a stand on an issue, direct democracy means that we as citizens can bring it to the ballot so that the people can vote on it. We have done this multiple times in the state of Michigan. We did it to end gerrymandering. We did it to create better access to the ballot and also a more secure ballot. So we've done those things in the very distant past. Right now, we are working on something called Michiganders to Get Money Out of Politics, and if you watched anything on the data centers and crypto mining, you know that those things are very threatening. They're an extreme use of energy and resources, and those data centers are very profitable for electric companies. So Michiganders to Get Money Out of Politics, we can't overturn Citizens United, but we can plug a serious hole in the dike. We know that regulated utilities such as oil and gas companies And companies that have large contracts over $250,000 are the biggest contributors to our Michigan politicians. 96%, I used to say 97%, but it looks like it's 96% of our Michigan state politicians take the money from these companies. So they are unwilling or unable to stop this flow of money. So what Michiganders to get money out of politics would forbid these companies, oil, gas, and utility companies, and companies with large contracts with the state of Michigan, having a conflict of interest they could not contribute to our politicians. The third thing it does is it stops dark money contributions. So, from these various companies. The problem is that there is so much going on right now. We're on fire out here. People are spending their energy everywhere. And this simple act of getting the petition, it's not a simple act, it's just complicated. It's really complicated. But we need 450,000 signatures to get these things going, and it's not going very well. So, we really need people to get petitions out. Here's what's happened. Michiganders to get money out of politics started in late August. They're doing so poorly that they've decided to do what Zeke described happened with ranked choice voting. They've decided to move the deadline. So anybody who signed a petition in August or September, those signatures no longer count. The whole thing has shifted 2 months. Now our deadline, instead of March, is May. But it also means that everything we got in the warm weather doesn't count anymore. So, the deadline has shifted, it's running later, it's running longer, and unfortunately I think the majority of our signatures, well I know the majority of our signatures came in August and September. So, the other thing is, there is a very dangerous petition out there called Americans for Citizens Voting. Americans for Citizens Voting means that you would have to show your citizenship every time you vote. And it would get rid of the affidavit. If you don't have ID, you can sign an affidavit. It would get rid of that. This is a well-funded campaign. It is funded, yes, by Elon Musk. This is happening nationwide. What they are doing now is they are mailing petitions, and they are mailing them from a representative's office. I cannot believe this is even legal, but they are doing it. So this well-funded campaign is mailing out the petitions, and it looks like they're going to get it on the ballot. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop it, but other than not vote on it. However, we've decided to play their game as well, and we need to start mailing petitions to anybody we can. Just get one signature, even on a single ballot petition. It's not saying, here's a ballot petition, go out and get 10 signatures. It's sign this, mail it back. So Voters Not Politician is looking for this angle to fill in this gap until May. So in addition to personally circulating, they are asking that we get mailers out. Not sure, there's a lot that needs to be done on everything. And that's a very big ask, but yes.
How do I know which month I signed that in?
Oh my God, so that's also what Paul asked. So I did not send the email. I wrote the email and didn't send it. I'm writing to Voters Not Politicians to ask them to look at what came from Marquette and Elgin County. That should be easy enough for them to do that. They've got this big database because they pre-screen all the names so that we didn't have a double names and lose things. And they pre-screen for accuracy before they send it to the state. So I'm asking. Yeah, I think most of us signed early on. Yes. Oh.
You mentioned, let's see, what did you talk about?
Okay, all right.
You mentioned that you're looking to mail these petitions out to people. Is there anything in the way of you folks doing that? And is there anything that we in this room can do to contribute, to help you succeed?
Money.
Money.
Because, you know, I don't know if, first of all, I have a lot of other things to figure out, like, can we fold these things and how small can we fold them? Okay? Because mailing a large envelope like that is costly. Send out, you know, if they want 450,000 signatures, well, that's a lot of money. So mailing is not cheap. So that's the only thing, mailing them and then mailing them back. Because, you know, you can mail these things out to people, and if you don't give them the postage to return it, it's not gonna happen. So it's double the postage. So that's the barrier.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else? Yes?
So if you're pre-screening the names, then there's also no danger of, no harm in somebody ending up signing it twice or anything?
Exactly. That's why they were doing it. So there isn't, you know, we were always so cautious about somebody signing twice that it would knock your signature out. But they're pre-screening it before they send it to the state. So, anything else? Okay, one last thing before I go. If you have, no, two things. If you have petitions to turn in, I need to leave early, so I'm over in that table over there, so if you have petitions, please turn them in to me, and yes, Zeke? Oh. You got some?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. And then, so, also I'd like to just say one more thing, and that is that if you did not send a postcard in support of the action that the county take action on a ICE policy, that really, really needs to be done, because they're getting pressure from the opposite direction, okay? So please send a postcard in support of the letter. It's hard to get a call and have it know that it's documented. They're not set up for that. That's why a postcard helps. Okay? Thanks.
Okay, we're gonna go back to scheduled events, I guess. Okay, so, as always, we are collecting food for the local food pantries. I think there are items in the kitchen right now, to be taken out, and obviously Easter is coming up on April 5th, which is a lot sooner than I expected. So we're looking for things to help with Easter, so think, Easter dinner treats and also dinner items. So I know that Myers always has affordable meat, so maybe, 49-cent hams or whatever they are this year would be a great contribution, as long with all the other non-perishable items listed on the agenda. Is there a food pantry update that you want to share? No, I'm just like putting you on the spot. Okay. So it sounds like a bunch of Valentine's went out to Sawyer and stuff like that, so there is good action happening, and yeah, John's gone, so, but it's just to torture you and put you on the spot, sorry. So we're gonna move into the action items. So we are still calling and also writing. You can also call or email your senators. So we're looking at the ICE funding. The ICE funding and DHS funding bill has been split out from the other funding packages that went through, and it's still not being passed. They had a 2-week window, which I think closes soon, so make sure you're calling and writing on that. There was the withdrawal petition for the boundary waters in Minnesota. The bill is in the Senate, has passed the House, so now is the time. I just looked today because I wrote about it to the senator, to the senators. There's a couple. You can obviously use 5 calls, has a script, and also if you use Google Save the Boundary Waters, there's a couple places that will let you direct send emails through those sites to the right representatives, so it makes it really easy for you. The next thing that is coming is we want to thank the Marquette County Commission for their anti-ICE comments. So I don't know if everybody knows, but a group of people went to the commission last week, and they expressed their concerns, and they had a really good support from the county commission. So it's really nice to see that we are getting support about
No, I was wondering if I could speak to that, so finish what you were.
Okay, yeah. Are you okay if I finish this section and then you come talk about it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So we just want to thank them, and also, there's a meeting next week, Tuesday, so it'd be great if we had a good showing there, and people would continue to show up and bring letters and write. The postcards are essential so that people know that there's a body. So if you can't come, write a postcard, get your friends to write a postcard, just show that there is support for anti-ICE, because there are people that, on the opposite side, that are expressing concerns about that. So Ravelry.com has the melt that ice pattern for the hats, the red hats. So those, if you buy them from the Ravelry account, which is the pattern that's linked on the agenda, donations from that go to various various groups in Minnesota, and also the No Kings event is going to be red hats recommended. So now is the time to get your crafty friends to knit you a hat if you don't know how to knit.
They have crochet patterns
And they have
also.
crochet patterns.
Yeah, I have a daughter that crochets, I got one for her, and then my wife knits, so.
Was that on Ravelry too?
Yep, and it's
Okay.
on Ravelry.
Okay, so
Called, Neary?
I'll get it. I'll write it down. I'll put it in the notes. So I'll get that crochet information to you. So no fiber art people can be left out. I'm sure you could even felt one if you were a felter. Maybe this is a time to learn as a chronic knitter and crocheter. It's very cathartic, and it's very good for stress and shutting your brain off, because it's just complex enough that you have to pay attention to what you're doing and you can't obsess about things in your mind. So maybe this is the time. Maybe this movement is the time for you to pick up a new good habit. They always say that you see a lot of old people knitting, but maybe it's just that people knit get older. So, good for your mental health. There's the National Ice Wash and Community Defense Hosting Training. It's linked in the agenda. Spread the word. On February 24th in Ishpeming and Nagani, the Visibility Brigade and Rush Hour Resistance will be focused on supporting Ukraine, and we want to make that event as large as possible. I believe this is 1 year anniversary of the invasion of, maybe longer, maybe 4 years. I'm so sorry, 4 years. Thank you. I felt like I was saying it wrong, but time has really been ticking by for me, so. And then not the last one, I lied. The RATI half-hour shift at the shelter at the Salvation Army is still looking for volunteers. It'll be 7:30 in the morning to 8 in the morning, and Tuesday, 9:15 to 9:45, and Wednesday from 8 to 8:30. And if you're interested in volunteering, you can sign up on the United's Way website, and I think you might have to get a background check for that one because it is through United Way, but it's a pretty easy background check. I passed it to do the Adopt a Family at Christmas, and I'm fairly incompetent when it comes to filling out forms online for some reason, so if I can do it, you can do it. I wanted to thank Tori for putting together the list tree. I will get that information and make sure that it goes on the minutes, but if you haven't seen it, I think it's on Discord and maybe some of the other social media outlets, but Tori's put together a really great list of upcoming events, resources, a lot of different things for that's going on in the community, so it's really awesome that they took the time to do that, because I know it's a heavy lift, so we're deeply appreciative of that. And then Dorothy, don't know last name, has dropped off some lovely signs on the back table. I think there's drop them off, and they're amazing. They look awesome, and there's also some anti-ice whistles back there. So free signs, ice whistles, help yourself. And then I guess, are there any past events that want?
Just for the people that are asking, RATI is Rumethian.
No. RATI is Rumethian. Sorry, I'm not good with acronyms. Did you want to say more about the?
Sure. Up there or here?
Doesn't matter, wherever you're comfortable.
When Lydia was speaking to thanking the city commission, if you would like to do a little bit more, 6 of us altogether, I think, were at the city commission, the county commission meeting last Tuesday. Semi-independent of each other, some of us, and but all speaking to the same thing. We got a really positive response from the county commission as far as agreeing with us that something needs to be done from the county commission to address the potential for abuses by ICE and DHS related to county property and county facilities and entities. That said, nice words isn't all that we want. We want them to take some action. They're willing to take some action, it sounds like, and so a group of us are meeting tomorrow with Commissioner Carl Newmanen to kind of talk about what that would look like. So the next county commission meeting is next Tuesday. It is in the courthouse annex, which you enter off of Barraga Street. So it's kind of that area between like the jail and the courthouse. It's at 6 p.m. And my hope with our meeting with Commissioner Newmanen tomorrow is to kind of gather, obviously he's on our side, and I think that we have some example resolutions that would probably be very easy for our Marquette County Commission to pass. But it's not as simple as just having somebody who says, yes, we're going to put that in the agenda, and then off we go. This is probably going to take more than one meeting to get it passed. And any time that there's any additional time that we give before that happens allows people in opposition to kind of build up as well and show up. So I'm asking for folks who are supportive of that, which I'm assuming is everyone in this room, to kind of commit to some kind of public comment. Either if you feel more comfortable writing the postcards, that's awesome too, because that's another way to show the bulk. The county commission meetings are streamed on Zoom. You can give public comment via Zoom. There are 2 public comment periods, one at the beginning of the meeting and one towards the end. They are every other Tuesday, always at 6, and so if you can attend in person, that's awesome. If you can attend on Zoom, that's also good. They require very little for you to give public comment other than stating your name and where in the county you live. You don't have to give a street address, just, City of Marquette, I live in Harvey, I live in Republic, wherever the case may be. That would be really helpful. As soon as we have, or once we wrap up that meeting with Commissioner Newmanen tomorrow, I'm going to try to share that info out onto the Discord and onto Facebook so that folks have that. So I just appreciate folks in here boosting that as well. So yeah, and thank you so much to the folks who started like the postcard idea. That's awesome too, because having that physical record, like you said, is so important to show, yeah, there's support for this here. It's not just those of us who are showing up to a meeting, but it's also the folks who are writing in, and we gotta just keep that going. So yeah, I'll be here if anybody wants to kind of also talk to that, because I know Deb has to leave. So yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you. Maybe a breakout table, will probably a really good idea, so we'll do that. I guess the next thing on is updates from past events. Other than LSRI and the We the People event, does anybody else want to do an update? And then we can, Ruby, if you want to come up, we can talk about LSRI. And does anybody else have anything, any other events, Rest Hour Resistance or anything going on?
It's just a comment. It is dog sled weekend, right? And it's going to be 40 degrees on Saturday. I figure there's going to be a lot of people out. So very good time to come down to the post office and make your presence known, 11:30 to 12:30. I think we could make a statement with all the people in town.
Great idea. So probably as many of you know, probably attended last week's LSRI / We the People joint event. It was LSRI's first member-wide meeting, and it was very exciting. We had 80 people come, so a really strong turnout. We had a really great team building activity that really engaged people in small groups, helped to build connection, and kind of build on the idea of what brings us all there and what unites us. Even though somebody might be showing up for slightly different reasons, the core reasons that we're there were a lot of times really similar to each other. So it's really nice. It's one of those things that it helps build community. And you know, like when you see other people on the street or once you've interacted with them or you know their story a little bit more, it makes you more prone to step up and create that sense of community, which I think is something that we can all really use right now because we all kind of feel overwhelmed, lost, kind of drowning. So it's nice. Like next time I see these people in the grocery store, it'll be like, oh, what a relief. Like I know they're out there fighting the good fight, even if they're not, you know, coming to this meeting or we're not seeing them all the time. So that was hugely helpful. That said, it was our first event, so it was a little bit of a learning experience. I think that we can take a lot of the feedback that we got moving forward and we can come up with events in the future that maybe speak to direct action and stuff like that, because I know people were looking for tangible takeaways. And, you know, it's hard to manage time before if you've never done an event like that. So we learned a lot, and I think that moving forward we have a lot of great opportunity, and hopefully we'll get engagement because, as Tina said, we need the more people we can get engaged, the better these events will be, and the bigger and larger impact that we can have. And we see the impact. We see what's happening in Minnesota. We see what's happening here in the community with ICE. We see what's happening at the national level with ICE. We see what's happening in the judicial system and stuff like that. So it's easy to feel overwhelmed and like beat down, but these events and everything that we do are making a difference. So it's important not to forget that even when we feel overwhelmed and a little bit sad about the world.
Thank you. And yeah, ditto what Lydia said. And I wanted to come here tonight just to, the folks that led the breakout conversations, the small group discussions, stepped up bravely at the last minute to lead these conversations. So I just wanted to like say thank you, and I'm here to hopefully pull that group together for a little bit of a debrief on like what went well there, what were some of the learnings, what were some of the things that didn't go as well. And I'm missing somebody off my list, but I'm just gonna name you by name so that you get your thanks. So Zeke, Caitlin, Penny, Tori, Lydia, Emily, Anna, and I'm missing somebody off this list because I copied it down from the other list. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So thank you so much. And yeah, I would like to have a little table to have a quick debrief with you guys, just to see how it all went. All right.
Do you have any updates on the people that since we don't have any updates? Do you have any updates about future stuff that you're doing that you want to share? Oh, I got you up here.
No, I think Caitlin covered something we're focused on. We've got some other things cooking in the pot, but yeah, we've been doing the rally and then doing the LSRI meeting and stuff. I'm like, yeah.
What are you doing? I'll say it in the mic. We really appreciate Ruby. She's been doing a great job. So deeply grateful. We look forward to doing other We the People stuff, and hopefully you'll come back and keep us posted on all the amazing things that you do and will continue to do. Does any of the other committees or We the People have any updates about anything that might be happening in the future? Am I forgetting anything, Brad? Okay. Do you want to talk about No Kings? Yeah.
Okay, we all know No Kings is going to be March 28th. We have a plan, and we're waiting for the city to say, yep, go for it. So we haven't advertised a date or a time in an event and what we're doing, but it's going to be big and it's going to be on Washington Street. We just sent in, today was the deadline, to save the date and talk about it in Market Monthly, and we also bought a little ad. It was $150, which if anybody wants to help kick in and donate to that a little bit to help defer the cost, that'd be great. It's going to be a pretty low-cost event overall, so we're not looking at any purchasing insurance and all the things that go with it, but it's going to be hopefully a robust and joyful experience with minstrels, cowbells, horns, costumes, you name it. It's get out on the streets, on the sidewalks actually.
Do you have records?
I don't think I need a breakout table yet because we don't have a firm plan, I can say this is what we're doing yet, because we have to wait for, the city had an in-service all last week, and so now the captain that Barb speaks to is back at his desk, and hopefully within the next day or two, we'll have a, yes, go ahead, do it. I don't see any problems, but I want to make sure that that's in place before we take another step forward. That's it.
Thank you.
I do have one real quick little We the People thing. For our Fund Us, Not ICE rally, we set up these little letters to Gary Peters, and we had a mailbox out there to stick them in. And I printed way too many cards for the event itself, but the discussion is ongoing. So if you would like to fill out one of these things suggesting what you would like to see that $10 billion used on, instead of the goon squad for MAGA, go ahead. Like, I brought some along. I've got more at home too, and I'm going to keep on using them until the discussion's over, till it's settled, till we win this. So yeah, just. They don't have postage. We're going to deliver these by hand to his office here in Marquette.
So please fill those out. What do we?
So get them back to me is the thing. Yeah.
Next week.
Or one of my. If you're one of my folks, raise your hand. Yeah, get them back to me or them. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure when the deadline is.
We're getting close to the end, well, middle, I guess we're close to the beginning of the end, I guess. So show your support. I think there are a couple window clings for LSRI, or Indivisible still available. And they're two different sizes, so they're back there, and I think there's like a little donation thing if you want one, and they're not back there, let me know. I think they know where they live. And then the t-shirts and sweatshirts are still available. They look great, you know, the sweatshirts, are either blue or gray, and the t-shirts are blue. And am I incorrect thinking that there was somebody like matching donations, like for every $5 per? Oh, I'm wrong. Just kidding. I made that up.
Encouraging people if they want to buy an extra, pass it on.
Okay. Yep. So it's always good to pass it on, so you can buy an extra, bring it here, or let people know on like various social media platforms that you've purchased one that would be available for somebody. I think there might be still one extra large one here. For anybody that needs a shirt or would be interested, you can reach out to us and we'll make sure to get it to you somehow. So for upcoming events and ongoing events, there's the Solidarity Walk Monday through Friday from 6 to 7 along the lake shore. Start and ends at Phil's Fish House in Marquette. It's suggested to carry a lantern, and then Amber is the contact. And the number is 906-360-2287. So if you're interested or have questions, you can reach out to Amber. And then upcoming events, there is the Ukraine Culture, the Need for Art During Conflict. It's at the Nagani Public Library at 6 p.m. on February 16th. On February 17th, the co-founders of the Yoopers for Ukraine will be at our Yoopers Unite meeting, so they'll be really great to hear from them. And then we have a couple candidates that are likely going to come and speak at upcoming meetings. So stay tuned for those events. And then, like I said before, the Ukraine Support Rush Hour Resistance is happening on February 24th from 4 till 5:30. So please come and make that as large as possible, because Ukraine needs to know that we're here supporting them, and all this where we can give them, it's important. It's important. We see in the Olympics, people are still an issue. People are trying to build attention there, so it would be nice to continue to build off everybody's efforts and make sure that the Ukrainian people know that we are supporting them, and also make sure that our politicians know that we want continued support and that atrocious things are happening in Ukraine. And then weekly events, there's the mutual aid meetups on Sunday at 11 a.m. at the Queen of Pentacles in Nagani. Yoopers for Ukraine March in Houghton at Sundays at 3 p.m. So Yoopers for Ukraine marches in Houghton on Sundays at 3 p.m. Thursdays is National Indivisible at 3 p.m. And then Citizens for Peace and Justice at the post office from 11:30 to 12:30. So I'm thinking for breakout tables tonight, we'll do Ruby's, We the People, sorry, I'm just belated. Words facilitator, thank you, just no words. And then maybe an LSRI table for a future upcoming events other than No Kings. We could do No Kings too, but like the acts of resistance, yeah, dilemma resistance that Sally's been talking about, and also I think there's gonna be a poster building session pre-No Kings event, so we can kind of get steam going on that and hopefully find some people that wanna lead those activities. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. Ballot petitions? Maybe hand those off to Zeke if you have them, because you normally collect stuff.
Yeah, and if you haven't signed or you need to sign again, I can help you out.
I think I'm right. Hang on, let me double check. I'm not as good at this as Paula. I have also consumed a lot of caffeine, which probably isn't really helping. Oh, ice. City Commission ice table, which could be, okay, cool. County Commission, it's County Commission. So, okay. We're working down. Yeah. So, if anybody doesn't have anything else to add or want to talk, Grant does.
This is a little bit less grand. I am happy to be back, but I also, March is the end of my college semester, meaning that I need to devote more time to getting my papers and my tests done so that I can keep going to college and get my teaching degree. So, even though I just got back, I'm probably only going to have about 2 meetings before I need someone to take over videos for all of March. So if anyone is interested or they're willing to pitch in, help people that have helped in the past, please let me know. Thank you.
I don't think, was there any new attendees? I know some people trickled in. Oh, yay, welcome, yay! You can, if you want to stay looped into the email, like we send like 1 to 2 emails a week, so we're not, or if there's like an important event that you need, like a pop-up event, otherwise you can also get on our like email list in Discord, and you can come talk to probably me tonight, even though I'm probably the least tech savvy among us here, but I'll fall on that grenade. So thanks everybody. Let me know if you have questions or need me to pass anything on to Paula for a future agenda. So.
And then at the, at the LSRI meeting, someone left a nice black portfolio with a notebook and a notepad inside of it. If you know that's you, see me, see Zeke.
Hello, my name is Tristan. This is my 3rd time attending. My manager did send me with some information. My manager at Donkers, if y'all want a sandwich, I can serve you. I'm not going to go into huge detail on it. It's not fully set up yet, but my manager Liv is setting up a mutual aid program for Marquette, which includes like because I know there's food pantry things. There's going to be like free store swap meets, community pantry, skill exchange workshops, volunteer labor, disaster and crisis response, community coordinated activities, community garden, seed exchange. It's not off the ground yet. They are currently working with people from Minneapolis who already know how to do grassroots campaigns and stuff like that. And I can update if anyone wants more information in the future.
I think we're like, we're good? So, okay. Breakout tables. I didn't really, I can figure it out.